Unfortunately, today is a losing day. I have to admit it. I'm gonna be super honest. Today hurts a lot, like a lot, and I'll show you guys why in a sec. Boy, today was ay ay ay. But it is what it is. 100 minus another down another 100. Unfortunately for today, I'm trying to have this focus up. It will in a sec. There it is. Another 100 today, which is difficult. Obviously, like I said, losses are going to hurt more than wins, and that's the reality of trading, especially when you're full porting the account. So let's go over the trade today, where I personally believe there was one mistake I made. To be honest with you, I think you can kind of feel my pain just looking at this chart right now. It was so beautiful. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. It's so sad, but it is what it is, Days like these are going to happen, and what I can do is just study from them, learn from them. Now I know next time if I see something like this, I know where to put my stop loss in the right place. So today I was very much neutral going into the day. Let's go to the higher time from here. I was super neutral on the day, actually. I didn't really see the reason. Like I thought I was kind of bullish more than bearish just because of like this whole shenanigan going on. I thought we were going to take this previous day high or then this previous day high, maybe fill this 4-hour gap a little bit. That's what I was thinking. However, we ended up dumping, so thankfully I just waited for the opening range move. I actually did see something like a really good trade on ES, which I guess I could show you guys really quickly. I did see a really good trade on ES, which did not end up playing out, which was this 5-minute continuation trade right here. I believe this was 5 minute. Yeah, like this 5-minute W formation seemed really good to go long, but I always like to wait for the opening range move. So it is, it is what it is. So today I just like I said, I wanted to wait for an opening range move. That's exactly all we got. We saw, after the first 15 minutes, we saw that we were seeing interest lower. I saw these lows and then these previous day lows as a very clear direction, very obvious price point, in my opinion. So, and then these final previous day lows down here as a potential take profit as well. Unfortunately, we did form this, 5-minute, which probably is a 15-minute. Yeah, it's a 15-minute right here. We did form that 15-minute gap, which probably is the reason why we came up and tapped into it and then, stopped me out and then continued lower. It's part of the game, it sucks. We didn't get the best retrace, up of all time, like the best retrace ever. I wanted to wait for something very obvious, and I didn't get it in this moment. I was really seeing potential here of us going higher or going lower, but this actually opened up for an even better long or short. So what I was waiting for is if we wanted to go long, because we did have an SMT and we did have very clear draws up here, was a closure above, I'm going to have to turn on the drawings here, was going to be a closure above this fair I got right here. If we had gotten a closure above this, I would have entered longs, and that would have been the trade for the day. However, we made what I say is honestly the most picture perfect structure that I've ever seen. We had a beautiful move down with clear 1-minute gaps, 2-minute gaps, whatever you want to say. We made our move up, inversed it, creating a BPR. Not only did we invalidate that, like we then moved back up again, invalidating that initial BPR, and then we moved right back down, forming what I thought was honestly perfect. A perfect M move of a lower high and then another lower high to continue lower. We also got a really good closure of this candle right here below the wicks. Like this looked beautiful, fantastic. So I enter here, as you can see, and my stops are I could have put them here. Very easily could have put them here, but I decided to put them up here. Wanted to play it safe. This seemed like a more prominent swing high. Didn't want what happened yesterday to happen again, so I decided to put them up here. Unfortunately, we were immediately in the negative. I was very surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I was very surprised. Once I saw this move down, I'm like, okay, maybe we now want to continue lower. We're making, a lower high. As much as it's very close, it's still a lower high. I thought we were going to continue lower. This happened, unfortunately, this 1022 candle, which was just, it just ripped up immediately. Some fucking asshole bought everything in that very moment and took me out, only for us to, you know, chop up a little more and then go straight to both take profits and then some. This is probably going to continue lower too. And this really sucks because I feel like with good delivery and without this whole thing going on, this candle could have happened all the way down here and I would have been fine. But this whole shenanigan and barcoding right here is really what kind of fucked me over, which really sucks. I have to, you know, take the loss and learn from it. I have to learn that we do have fair value gaps right here. We have these gaps right here, which we're reacting off of. So next time, I'm going to know to put my stops probably a little bit higher, like right here. Right here would have been perfect stops because we're reacting off of the 1 minute gaps. I want to see continuations lower. If that would have been the case, you know, I would have been saved and it would have been a huge day. It would have been like a $300 day for the live account. It would have been over $1,000 for these funded accounts. So definitely does sting a lot. However, you know, we follow our structure and our very structured trading for the last 6 days, 7 days actually, because yesterday we lost. This exact same pattern worked every single time with a very similar move to this one right here. It ended up happening, you know, 30 minutes later or like 20 minutes later, which sucks, especially because I was perfectly fine with being in drawdown and then seeing moves lower. But like I said, we've learned from this that if we have something equal, like exactly like this, and we don't have like the best delivery, I would probably put my stops over here, which is what I'm going to do next time if something similar like this happens. Now, I'm not mad about this. I'm obviously really annoyed because of the money itself, but I'm very happy with following my rules. You know, I didn't break any of my rules. I didn't touch anything. I didn't exit early. None of that happened. And as much as it does suck to see price go directly to take profit, you have to learn from these experiences and you have to know that, you know what, this model for me works. Maybe today there was poor delivery and there could have been a little bit of an adjustment from my end. I feel like maybe when I saw this poor delivery right here, I should have adjusted my stop losses. I shouldn't have let this just continue running. But it's been working perfectly fine every single time. So I can't be mad at this. I just have to, you know, learn from it, and that's the most important thing. Learn from the mistakes that you make. I feel like I made really good decisions on this trade. I followed my rules. I followed my risk management plan. I didn't over leverage, which I very easily could have because it looked beautiful. And the only mistake that I've now learned is that if I see a very similar structure to this, I'm going to give it a little bit more wiggle room because also my risk to reward was very much worth it. I could have easily done this, break even at this initial previous day low, and then final take profit at this final previous day low. That would have been the better trade. You know, everything looks good in hindsight. I can't predict everything, but I'm so confident in my model that I'm going to trade it tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow I'm going to lose again, and that's perfectly fine. And tomorrow maybe I'm going to win again, but all I know is that I'm going to follow my rules every single time. So that's basically it for today. That obviously, again, this really does suck. This would have been a really big trade. This would have been a really good step in the right direction. But I know that I'm going to have more setups like this, and I'm going to have more opportunities like this. So I'm not worried. All right. I'll leave the trade recap at this. I feel like there's a lot to be learned today, and obviously, as always, I'm gonna put I'm gonna post on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow Fitfo on all of them. The day 3 of making, you know, $10,000 from $100, and that we just gotta keep her going, man. That's all I gotta say. Just gotta keep her going. Gotta make this happen. That's basically it. Okay, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.